What's up guys, Kinggoken here. Today I'm bringing you guys some Disgaea 4 gameplay, and in this video it's just going to be a little quick walkthrough or tutorial showing you guys my strategy on beating some of these levels. The first couple levels in the Disgaea games are usually pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory, but for people who are new to the series who've never played a strategy role-playing game before, this video will be very helpful and useful. Now, what I did on this stage right here, which is stage 2 by the way, the reason why I skipped stage 1 is because stage 1 is just a tutorial stage. Now, right here on stage 2, since my characters were not as powerful as they are in this video, I basically just kept my three strongest characters together, and I would do that so I can do triple team attacks, and then I would use my mage. As you can see right there, I would use my mage right there to hit them with a fire spell from a distance, which does a whole lot of damage. This is stage 3 you're looking at. And for stage 3, the best way to beat this stage is to destroy the geo blocks on the stage to get rid of the effect that the geo panels are given to the enemies. That's very important for later parts in the Disgaea games, because geo blocks and geo panels will play a large part in a lot of the stages. So it's very important that you understand how geo blocks and geo panels work. Now, when I destroyed that geo block on top of those geo panels, it changes it to the color of that geo block. And if there's a geo block standing on top of the geo panels, and if it gets destroyed, it's going to change into that color. And whatever effect that geo block had, it would then be copied to the geo panels. And as you can see, well, you probably can't see right now, but when I destroyed those two geo blocks, it got rid of the effect that was on the geo panels. So if I went on top of the geo panels, well, you probably saw right there, there is no effect right now because I destroyed those two geo blocks. Now, what I did to beat the stage, I basically just, I had to use strategy basically, since my characters were not as powerful as they are in this video. So basically I just kept my strongest characters together, and I used magic change, which you will see on the very next stage. I used magic change to attack my enemies from a distance, and it took me about, I think about 10 minutes to beat the stage on my first time going through. But the thing about Disgaea is as long as your characters are powerful enough, you really don't need a strategy. You can pretty much just bulldoze over your enemies pretty easily. But I mean, I'm pretty much at that point right now. My characters are they're pretty strong for being on stage 1, or not stage 1, but they're pretty strong for episode 1 levels. Because all this is just episode 1. The further you get in the game, the more powerful the enemies do become. Now for this stage right here, stage 4, I pretty much used the same strategy. I destroyed the geo block, the red geo block, which set off a chain reaction, which destroys all of the geo blocks on the map, which completely destroys the geo panels, as you'll see in just a few seconds. And when you do that, when you destroy the geo panels on the map, it gives you a huge bonus, because as you probably may have noticed, you probably saw a little gauge show up whenever you beat a stage, and that gauge determines what you get when you complete the level. So the higher this gauge gets, the more stuff you get when you beat the stage. You see right there, bonus, and it went up to bonus 4. That means when I beat the stage, I can get everything up to bonus 4, the bonus 4 level. But as you go see right there, that most of the enemies did get destroyed when I destroyed the geo panels. So pretty much the only thing I need to do is just to destroy those two enemies right there, and I can pretty much kill them with just one hit at this point. But what I did when I first played the stage was pretty much just that same strategy, and I did use, actually when I first played it, I didn't destroy the geo panels. I used magic change. I'm not really sure why I did that, but this is really the best route to go for stage 4. And here's the final stage of episode 1. This stage it's a lot more difficult than the other stages. The enemies are more powerful, and even for my powered up characters, it still took me a while to beat these guys. But what I do when I play the stages, I basically just use magic change, as you can see right there. And magic change, the way that works is basically if you take a human character and a monster character, you can have them fuse, Dragon Ball Z style. You can have them fuse, and when they fuse, it adds their attack, their HP, pretty much everything about that monster character will be added to the human character. And what weapon that the monster turns into depends on what monster it is. Like for a Prinny, or the monsters that look like penguins, they turn into bow and arrows. So basically, they turn into like a ranged type attack. They can cause a lot of damage, but right here they really weren't doing that much damage because the Prinny itself, they're not really that powerful. Because it really does determine the power of their attack determines on how powerful the monster character actually is. And they're not as powerful as my main group. But now right here, if my characters were not as powerful as they were, I probably would have panicked because as you can see that I am surrounded by the enemy, and if my characters were weak, that would have been a huge problem right there, a huge problem. Let's see. Now, even though my characters are powered up, I really wasn't worried. So I pretty much just started experimenting with different ways that I can take them out. Oh yeah, one little quick tip that I do want to share. It does concern mages. Anytime you use their magic, it will increase the power of their magic attack. Like the more I use fire, the more powerful it will become. It really doesn't matter what level the mage is, but the more you use a ability, the more powerful it becomes. Which is actually true for all characters in the game. The more you use a ability, the more powerful it becomes. You can also power up abilities at the Avidity shop. I think that's how you say it. There's like a little shop in the game where you can power up your attacks and learn new skills by using mana, which you earn from killing enemies. So if you have a whole bunch of mana saved up, you can power up your skills, but there's a drawback to that. Powering up your skills raises the amount of SP, or special points that you need, or skill points, or whatever they're called in this game. But pretty much every time you power up a skill or ability, it will require more power for you to use it. So you really should watch out for that early on in the game, especially if your characters are not that leveled up. You gotta be real careful about that. But this battle right here is pretty much over. There's 2 enemies left, and I think this is pretty much gonna be it right here. Let's see. Now the main character's special skill right here, it attacks the enemy, but it also takes you actually get back some health points, because the main character, I guess he is a vampire, I guess. So I guess that was like his little vampire attack, so he can suck HP from his opponents. Now this is a team attack right here. If you have your characters lined up a certain way, you can actually perform these special attacks, which cause a whole bunch of damage. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I bring you guys some more Disgaea 4 tips the further I get into the game, and I do thank you for watching.